Hi, this is the re-record of session 4. Unfortunately, I was going to visit a friend in Florida, and then plus I had a delayed flight and a family reunion the next day, and so needless to say, I'm finally getting the re-record up now, so I do apologize for that. So anyway, as far as putting the actual escape room together, I'm just going to kind of quickly review. So basically, we've got all of our clues in this digital breakout scene. So we've got the word lock, which in this case is Acropolis. And so you would get to that by clicking in the top left corner. We've got this transparent shape. So it's transparent fill, transparent line, and it brings you to a jigsaw puzzle that, when put together, will spell out the word. In addition, we have the color lock, which is, you can find that by clicking on the urn that's right here on the right-hand side. Again, so basically the way that would work is when you type in the correct answers, it'll come up with the particular color that you need. So just to kind of quickly demonstrate with one of them, and we basically went over how to create this a couple weeks ago. So if we were to type in the correct answer for this one right here, King of Athens, the correct answer, of course, would be Aegeus. And so if we type it in, then it will change color. So there it is in yellow. Anyway, and then when you enter in all 4 of the correct answers, it would come up with the color lock: yellow, blue, green, yellow. The number lock basically was in the paragraph, which is right here, where just the certain letters are bolded and they spell year Phaistos disc was found. And then the directional lock, basically you would find that by clicking on the map at the back of the room. That would bring you to Google Maps, and then specifically it brings you to the Temple of Athena Nike. And then it would also, if you click on the large urn in the bottom left, it would bring you to the clue where you could use the little viewfinder in order to get the direction. So essentially what would happen is it would tell you to start at Temple of Athena Nike, then go to the Parthenon, Erechtheion, Theater of Dionysus, and Museum of Modern Greek Culture. So as you move around the little viewfinder, you're able to actually look at and view the text a lot easier in order to get the directional lock: east, north, south, north, based on the different places that you're going from the Temple of Athena. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to put together all of these materials into a Google site. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this up right now, head back over to full screen. So essentially, you should also, in addition to having your actual room, you're going to have this Google form that has your word lock, number lock, color lock, and directional lock. And essentially for each of them, you want to make sure that you give students a clear direction as far as if it needs to be all caps, no spaces, etc. What you want to make sure that you do is that you have the description and response validation checked off, which you get by clicking on the 3 dots for each question. The response validation makes it so that the students have to have the correct answer. Otherwise, they'll get the error message that says keep trying, and they won't be able to actually submit the form. So what we're going to do now is put everything together on a Google site. So you're going to go to Google Drive, click on New, More, and then Google Sites. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to just go ahead and give your site a name. All right, so I'm just going to click on where it says enter site name and call it MassQ Escape the Museum. And I'm just going to call it 2, since unfortunately that's my second attempt at it. Okay, so then what you're going to do next is if you have text that you want to provide for students, you would click on the insert text box. I'm just going to go back over to my answer key and I'm going to copy the paragraph that has the information about the escape room. So I'm just going to go ahead back over here and paste. If you have it under normal text, it's going to keep everything bold the way that you want it. So again, the bold text spells the clue for the number lock, which was year Phaistos disc was found. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to add a layout. You can put stuff in individually, but then essentially you won't have the ability to do different columns. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this 2-column design right here. Just because I want to have my actual room on one side and then have my actual locks on the other side. Again, if you don't need this extra text, you can click on it and click on the little trash can that appears. This is going so much faster now that I'm not trying to do chat and and too many things at once, unfortunately, on my friend's Wi-Fi. So anyway, from that point, what you would do is you have the ability to insert from Google Drive. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add a little hint that just says hint, click on the icon in the top right corner of the room to enlarge. And that'll be helpful for the students. So anyway, what we're going to do here is we can click on the little plus sign right here, and then you get the option from Drive. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to attach the room. So it was, okay, so okay, so here it is, the MassQ digital breakout room. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that and then click on insert. So then from here, we're going to have that appear. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to put the form. So if you click on the plus sign and then again from Drive, and this one was called MassQ Escape the Museum. So I'm just going to go ahead and search for that. Okay, and there it is. All right. And you have the ability, if you want to, kind of click and drag it to make it a bit larger, you can. I know in the case of the form, I might want to kind of make sure that most, if not all of it, is showing. Obviously, again, everything's going to sort of go along with the 2 columns here. So I can't make this particular drawing wider, but again, I give like the little hint on how they can click on the icon to enlarge. Okay, so anyway, what you want to make sure you do, if you want to share it with other teachers to be able to edit, you can click on the little plus sign with the person. And again, you can invite other teachers that you work with to be able to edit. I'm just going to go ahead and hit cancel at this point because I'm just simply showing how to be able to use it and publish it. So then from here, what you can do is click on publish, and then it'll just come up with a suggested web address based on the name that you gave the site. The default is going to be, if you're using your, Google School account, it's going to be anybody at your school. But if you want it to be accessible, let's say to parents or, to teachers from other districts, what you would want to do is you would want to click on manage. And so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it so that it doesn't say anyone at Hanover Public Schools. I'm just going to say anyone can find and view the published version, save it, and then go ahead and click on done, and then click on publish. So then from there, what it's going to do is it's going to give me the ability to view my final site by clicking on the view button that appears down at the bottom. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of close out this extra stuff just to keep it a little clean here so that hopefully I don't get too much lag. So then from that point, so here's my website. I would simply be able to share the URL by copying it and pasting it into Google Classroom. So again, we've got this paragraph that tells the premise, the fact that you're at the National Archaeological Museum and you find this new exhibit, and then you peek into it and the door slams shut and you're locked in the new exhibit. And that the door has a series of locks, and you must use your knowledge of ancient Greece and the internet to figure out how to open the door and escape. So we've got the bold text that gives the information for the number lock. Again, it says to click on the icon in the top right corner of the room to enlarge. And so there's that icon. And so from there, then students will have to kind of look around and figure out, so if they open it with Google Drawings, they'll be able to do it this way, or otherwise, I would say to probably open it with Google Drawings. But again, they can still technically use it here. And you'll notice, it'll still come up with the link. So like if I put my pointer on the big urn, if I put my pointer on the statue, I put my pointer on the map. So then students should be able to click on those links. And then when they add in all of their clues, so for example, I'm just going to go ahead and not do this in caps. It's going to say keep trying, so because it's incorrect. Anyway, but just to show you really quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and put them all in correctly. And so blue, yellow, green. Oh yeah, yellow, blue, green, yellow. And then finally the direction was east, north, south, north. And if it were incorrect, then you wouldn't be able to submit. So let's just say, for example, I did east, south, north, north, and then I try to submit, it's going to say keep trying. And the only way that I'll be able to submit the whole entire thing is actually if I get it correct. And so then I would be able to submit. And so what I'll do is you'll be able to see which group answered first. I highly recommend, if you have students doing it in groups, in your form, you can include a question where you have the students, write down the names of their group members. That way you can make sure that you give everybody credit that you need to give. But essentially, that's what your final escape room is going to look like for those of you who are completing the course for credit. Those of you who are not completing the course for credit, there's no need to turn in an escape room, but I hope that you're able to use these ideas in the future within the next school year for your students. So anyway, I look forward to seeing your final projects, and thank you once again.